Okay, Thursday, October 22nd, the what's called rough HVAC work has been completed. As you will see, that there will be a supply and a return for the air handler, it's called. It just circulates around and around. What you have up here is a larger supply. Then that will shrink down to a smaller set of supplies that'll go into the bedrooms, the closet, the bathrooms, and around. And as you see, the further away you get, it'll go into a plenum, and they'll peel off of that to plenum up there acts as an assembly that allows it to flow either way in any direction. They get smaller and smaller the further you get away, and that's to allow for the air to maintain a certain velocity to the supply in a given room. We're at the furthest point in the home. You'll also see that we close them off till we're done, because when we paint, that would get up in there. So we close them so nothing gets in the vents. That's the HVAC part. This is the hood that we talked about that went through the roof. Below this will be a rain shed. So we like it to get outside the home. It doesn't stick in the attic. If it's stuck in the attic, you get humidity or smell, and it would come back into the home. This is interesting. So this is a dryer vent, and as you see down here, it says dryer vent length. And the reason that's important, when you go buy a dryer, you need to make sure that it has the blowing power, the exhaust blowing power, to take it 14 feet vertically up. So that's important to make sure when you go buy a dryer that it has that ability. The older dryers didn't, so they usually have a rating now. Hello, we're back talking about rough HVAC installation, and what we have are called jumpers. There's two ways to do it. If you had drywall around a room, totally closed in, and you just had a supply coming into the room, there'd be nowhere for it to get out. It would try to get out because it's pressurized then. In your door, which you'll see when we're done, we'll have a video on this when we're done, that door closed would sit there and rattle because it's trying to force itself out. And so it's going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing against that door, and it'll just drive you crazy. There's a couple ways to handle this. There's an inexpensive way, and I don't recommend it. You put a vent, and you've probably seen it in homes, above the door on both sides. And the reason you do that, that allows that the air to balance. So as it's pressurized, it'll go out and then into this open cavity. That's not as good. You don't want that, and the reason is you can hear everything. And so you're listening to TV in this room, that sound is going to come all the way out into this open area. In that bed, your master bedroom there, if you had it over there, they'd hear everything out here while they're being entertained, and same thing with this bedroom here. So I think it costs more, that's why a lot of builders don't do it, but it's still, I think, better. Can you see the jumpers? That's called a jumper. It allows the air to flow out into the open room. That's also because it's insulation, etc. It also dampens the sound. You won't hear like you would with that type of vent above a door. Okay.